Training Day is a new crime thriller premiering tonight on CBS. And joining me right now is CBS Denver, CBSDenver.com are the stars, Bill Paxton and Justin Cornwell. Guys, good to see you.
Hey, Denver. How's it going?
I'm excited about the series here. It picks up 15 years after the feature film. So tell us what's happened since then.
Well, there's still bad guys in the world, which is kind of a news flash. We pick it up. We're loosely based on the original movie, whereas there's some similarities, but it's mostly different from the original film. You got the old cop, the young cop. You got my character who's a cynical, kind of a street cop. You've got a young, idealistic police officer. They're thrown in this crazy ride along together. So you've got the father-son dynamic, the trainer-trainee thing, and these guys are going up against the worst criminals in society. They're SIS, Special Investigative Section of the LAPD. So they're trying to catch these guys in the commission of major crimes. So, desperate people do desperate things, and a lot of bullets fly, and it's a wild ride along for the audience who go on this trip.
Yeah, there's a lot of action in this one, right?
A lot of action.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
fasten your seatbelt, by the way. Put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, I want to understand your characters a little better. Detective Frank Rourke. Tell me about him.
Been on the force over 30 years. His background is he was actually the son of a career criminal from Texas who was killed in the commission of a crime. A Texas Ranger that took him down took kind of pity on me and kind of looked after me, and so that kind of got me turned on to law enforcement. So I've been in LAPD a long time. I probably started out very idealistic, but over the years, through all the crimes and all the criminals and all the death and depravity that Frank has been exposed to as an officer, as a detective, he's got a somewhat cynical view of police work. Mm-hmm. He kind of uses methods that could be considered unlawful, but he basically uses, he uses the same methods that the bad guys use.
Justin, tell me about...
He uses those against bad people.
All right, Justin, tell me about Kyle Craig. And you're trying to keep him in line, too, right?
Absolutely. Kyle Craig is a character who, when we first meet him, he had been on the force for 2 years. He was a veteran of foreign war. And he does something heroic and is put in a position by his superior to go undercover. And he has to investigate Frank's unit because it's a suspicion that he may end up like another very corrupt cop, Alonzo Harris from the original movie. So it's one of those kind of things where I'm not in the same breath Ethan's character, but I am his dynamic. So it's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine it's going to put you at loggerheads, and the optimistic view that you hold as a cop, does that get quickly tempered by the realities of the streets?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I have a moral compass, but it's because my character, he needs that. He needs to stay on track, and he's constantly reminding himself that he needs to, because he could be Frank. If after one bad day, he could turn into Frank. And so he understands that he needs to keep control, and he needs to bring Frank back from wherever he's going from, because he needs Frank to solve the mystery of what happened to his father.
My character has a moral compass. It just doesn't know which way is pointing to north anymore
on any given day.
But it also it really is a love story, because you got to understand something about police work. You become very close to your partner. Frank is a guy that the only trust and he demands is from his partner. He wants to know that this kid's got his back, but there's a deeper story. The backstory is my character and his dad were police officers together. They were partners. They were best friends. And his dad was killed in the line of duty, but it was always a little bit sketchy about what really happened. And so that kind of forges an alliance for us to kind of go after the greater arc through the 13 episodes is what really happened to his dad, and it leads, it leads way up the food chain. But there's a lot of fun in this show because of the dynamic. It's a much more heightened world than the original movie, but I watched the pilot, and it's entertaining. I think audiences will appreciate the humor and the excitement and the entertainment.
All right, it's going to be good stuff. Bill Paxton, Justin Cornwell, thanks a lot. Great talking to you guys. Remember, you can watch Training Day Thursdays on CBS4 at 9 o'clock.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.